Imagine this. You've just taken a photo of a beautiful sunset, but instead of scrolling through a digital screen or waiting weeks for film to be developed, you hold the picture in your hands moments after pressing the shutter. For most of history, this was unimaginable, until Polaroid came along and made the impossible a reality. Polaroid didn't just change photography, it changed how we see and interact with the world. Today, we'll uncover the fascinating history of Polaroid, explore its groundbreaking technology, and learn how this iconic invention shaped culture. To understand Polaroid, we need to start with its visionary founder, Edwin Land. Land wasn't just an inventor. He was a genius on par with Thomas Edison. Born in 1909, Land was obsessed with light and optics from a young age. As a Harvard undergraduate, he created a new kind of polarizing filter, which could control how light passed through objects. This invention had enormous potential. In the 1930s, Land founded Polaroid to capitalize on this technology. The company initially focused on practical applications like polarized sunglasses, anti-glare windows, and even military gear. During World War II, Polaroid created goggles and sights for soldiers, as well as specialized lenses for reconnaissance photography. But Edwin Land's imagination didn't stop there. In 1943, while on vacation with his family, his 3-year-old daughter asked a simple yet profound question: "Why can't I see the picture now?" It was an innocent remark, but it planted a seed in Land's mind. Why couldn't photography be instant? Determined to solve this problem, Land spent years developing a camera that could develop photos on the spot. By 1947, he had a working prototype. A year later, in 1948, Polaroid launched its first instant camera, the Model 95. It was bulky and expensive, but it was unlike anything the world had ever seen. People lined up to try it, and the first batch sold out in minutes during a demonstration at a Boston department store. The Model 95 was just the beginning. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, Polaroid refined its technology, making instant cameras more affordable and user-friendly. What set Polaroid apart wasn't just the speed of its photos, but the unique experience it offered. Taking a Polaroid picture wasn't just about capturing a moment. It was about sharing it instantly, watching the image appear before your eyes. By the 1970s, Polaroid was at its peak. The release of the SX70 camera in 1972 marked a major milestone. This sleek, foldable camera introduced integral film, which developed automatically without peeling or extra steps. The SX70 wasn't just a technological marvel, it was a work of art. Designers, artists, and even engineers were captivated by its elegance and innovation. This was also the era when Polaroid became a cultural phenomenon. Celebrities like Andy Warhol used Polaroid cameras to create iconic art. Warhol once said, "A picture means I know where I was every minute. That's why I take pictures. It's a visual diary." For Warhol and millions of others, Polaroid was more than a tool. It was a way to document life in real time. Now, let's talk about the science behind the magic. How does a Polaroid camera actually work? At the heart of Polaroid's technology is its unique film. Unlike traditional film, which requires a darkroom and separate chemicals, Polaroid film is a self-contained system. Here's how it works. Polaroid film is made up of several layers: light-sensitive materials, developer chemicals, and color dyes. These layers are sandwiched between sheets of plastic. When you press the shutter button, light enters the camera and hits the film. This light reacts with the film's light-sensitive layers, creating a latent image that's invisible at first. Once the photo is taken, the film passes through rollers inside the camera. These rollers break open tiny pods of chemicals embedded in the film. The chemicals spread evenly across the image, starting a development process. Over the next few seconds or minutes, the chemicals bring the latent image to life. The photo develops layer by layer, and you watch the picture appear right before your eyes. This entire process happens within a single sheet of film. It's like carrying a miniature darkroom in your pocket, a feat of engineering that was groundbreaking in its time. Despite its massive success, Polaroid couldn't escape the rise of digital photography. By the late 1990s, digital cameras were becoming more affordable and accessible. People no longer needed to wait for photos to develop, not even for a minute. The instant gratification of digital screens made Polaroid's technology seem outdated. Sales plummeted, and in 2008, Polaroid stopped making instant film altogether. For many, it felt like the end of an era. But Polaroid wasn't gone for good. In 2017, the brand was revived under the name Polaroid Originals, now simply Polaroid. They reintroduced classic instant cameras, like the Polaroid Now, and created new products that blend vintage charm with modern tech. Today, Polaroid is a symbol of nostalgia, creativity, and the enduring appeal of physical photos in a digital world. Polaroid's story is more than just a tale of innovation. It's a reminder of the magic that happens when imagination and science come together. It's about more than technology. It's about human connection, creativity, and the joy of holding a tangible memory in your hands. Edwin Land, the genius behind it all, once said, "Don't undertake a project unless it is manifestly important and nearly impossible." Polaroid wasn't just important, it was revolutionary. So the next time you see a Polaroid picture, take a moment to appreciate its history. It's more than just a snapshot, it's a legacy. What's your favorite Polaroid memory? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into history and technology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating stories.